We've spoken about the Iraqi PMF and the Iraqi civilian entities and how exactly they contributed, the massive contributions they brought to the table for Iran when it comes to fighting the Americans and the Israelis. Let us speak about Hezbollah of Lebanon. You see, again, remember that we are talking of multiple micro battles within the entire war. The Iraqi entity are fighting a battle. They are contributing massively to assist the Iranians, helping them to take down critical area gear, helping them to deter the Kurds, helping them to deter the Americans and other NATO allies, and helping them galvanize Iraqi society in support of the in support of the Iranian war effort. You see, the Hezbollah of Lebanon, they are doing exactly the same thing in a different way in Lebanon. Iraq is exactly next to Iran when it comes to geographical contiguity. However, Lebanon is exactly next to Israel when it comes to geographical contiguity. So what Hezbollah is doing is that Hezbollah is fighting Israel for itself and then also fighting Israel for as in for Iran. How? The war started on February 28th. Hezbollah rejoined the war. There's a background there, there's a story there. Hezbollah rejoined the war on March 2, 2 days after. Why did they join? Hezbollah said they rejoined the war because Israel and America killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the immediate past retired supreme leader of Iran. Guess what? Hezbollah actually stated before America and Israel actually invaded and attacked Iran that if they kill Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, that they will consider rejoining the war because they consider Ayatollah Ali Khamenei the religious and spiritual leaders as in and the spiritual leader as Shiites. So immediately they killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on February 28th, which was the starting salvo of the war. The Hezbollah guys joined the war and started attacking Israel on March 2. But before then, there's a background. What is the background? You see, when the Gaza war started, Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, when it started, October 7, 2023, Hezbollah was the first axis of resistance member that joined Gaza to fight Israel in defense of Palestine and Gaza. Now, the war continued into a few months, and then Israel did some spectacular, daring military activities. For example, they assassinated the then leader of Hezbollah, Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah. They assassinated a lot of their top leaders, military and civilian in Hezbollah. Israelis are particularly adept at pincer assassinations of top leaders and other targets. 3, Israel also did what we call the pager attacks. You remember that all the pagers, the walkie-talkies, the one-way radios that the Hezbollah were holding, Israel had actually succeeded in rigging those things, and they exploded, killed and injured and destroyed the morale of a lot of Hezbollah fighters. So Hezbollah actually agreed to a truce, to a ceasefire with the Israelis, mediated by the Americans and the ostensible Lebanese government. However, ever since the ceasefire started, which eventually lasted for 15 months, what actually happened was that it was Hezbollah that ceased attacking Israel, while Israel continued to fire at Hezbollah and Lebanese and the Lebanon and Lebanese territory. Note that word very well. Cease fire. That means stop firing. However, whenever Israel does a ceasefire, what happens is that it is the other entity that ceases to fire while Israel continues to fire. So under the umbrella of the ceasefire, Israel continued to kill Hezbollah and Lebanese leaders, journalists, citizens, and all. It was a very, very sorry and sad scenario. So Hezbollah actually waited in hibernation. In fact, the Israelis continue to be brave. They continue to feel like, yes, Israel is done and finished. We can do anything we like with their territory, which is southern Lebanon and all. They felt so emboldened because Hezbollah did not respond at all for 15 months. But immediately Iran started, counter-attacking Israel, on February 28th. Hezbollah essentially woke up from the dead and they joined Iran to start attacking Israel for their own benefit, because they want to push the Israelis out of southern Lebanon and regain all of their territory, and again for the benefit of Iran because they are allies in the axis of resistance. So what has happened since then? Hezbollah has performed fantastically well. One of the ways Hezbollah has performed well is that they almost always synchronize their missile and drone attack with with the Iranians, as in with the Iranians against the Israelis, so that anytime Hezbollah starts firing, Iran joins them, and anytime Iran starts firing, Hezbollah joins them. So essentially, they are pincering, they are hemming the Israeli territory with missiles and drones right in the middle, like a sandwich. One slice of bread on this end, the other slice of bread on this end. This is a slice of bread is Hezbollah, the other slice of bread is Iran, and then Israel is the akara in between. You know that burger scenario? Exactly. So essentially putting a lot of military and a lot of psychological and moral pressure on Israel, and it is working. It is working. That is one. Number two is that Hezbollah has become particularly fantastic at their military work these days. It is shocking everybody, including myself, especially the Israelis. They keep repeating it in the media. And our military and Prime Minister Netanyahu told us that these guys are done, that these guys are finished, that we have weakened them to the point of near permanent attenuation. Where is this activity level coming from? In fact, Hezbollah seems to be fighting better now than the fought even earlier before the ceasefire. Israel keeps saying that they have destroyed all the military gear, that they've destroyed all the missiles and the drones, that they've killed all the military industrial, complex capacity and all. But it is not working that way. Hezbollah is killing close to 77, 80, 100 Israeli military tanks, advanced ones, per day. We are talking of single military tanks, Merkavas, that cost as much as $6 million. In fact, there is this iteration, in a military media that is called Merkava massacre. Look at that right. Merkava massacre. Israeli tanks, Israeli armored tanks are called Merkavas. Merkava 1, 2, 3. The current latest one is a Merkava 4. And then it is called Merkava massacre because the Israelis are going into Lebanese territory, via from northern Israel into southern Lebanon. So the Hezbollah fighters are now meeting them in the southern Lebanon, killing the armored tanks they're coming in with and the APCs. And essentially, we have what is called a Merkava massacre. So Hezbollah is making a massive difference on the head, helping Iran to continue to distract, to take down, to confuse, and to essentially hold down its Israeli adversaries. While Iran is also firing missiles and drones from its distant territory, combining with the Hezbollah missiles and drones on Israeli territory to make a massive mess of the military and civilian ecosystem and of the morale of the people. Massive contribution, I must say, that Hezbollah is bringing to the table, despite the fact that they are a non-state as an actor. They are just the Shiite majority of Lebanon. In fact, the current president of Lebanon is anti-Hezbollah. Is not an ally of Hezbollah. His name is former General Michael Aoun. And Aoun is actually a Christian. While there are also Sunnis, I think the prime minister is Sunni, if I remember very well, the foreign minister and all. Hezbollah have this same structure where the Shiites, the Sunnis, the Christians, and the Druze, they share power. So they are not natural allies. And despite that, Hezbollah is performing fantastically for itself and for Iran in the war theater against Israel. We'll see you in the next video, and then we're going to be discussing yet another non-state ally of Iran in the axis of resistance. What they bring to the table, how exactly they are contributing, and the relative strengths and the weaknesses. Again, don't forget to like, to follow, to share, to comment, to subscribe, and please ask your questions, and we're going to answer them on the comment thread. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.